Recently, there's been a news story that's been circulating about a group of people that want to start a white-only community in, I think it's Missouri. Be a little town that would just be for white people. Now, it's disgusting, it's racist, but hey, let them do it, right? Because at least we could identify where they're at. Hey, where are your racists at? Oh, they're all right there. Obviously, they wouldn't all be right there, but you get the idea. Any hoodles. There has been pushback, obviously, to this. And this gentleman has something to say, and I'd like to listen to it and then come back and talk about it.
It's so weird watching black people get mad at white people for starting functioning white communities. It's like, you know how happy we'd be to see black people start a functioning black community? Like, we would leave you to it. We would be, oh my goodness, good for you guys. Unironically, please. Like, you already have the demographics in Jackson and Detroit. There are zero scenarios where the political outcomes of those cities are not entirely within the parameters of black organization and responsibility. So turn it into Wakanda. Like, I would feel solidarity and pride with a 95% low crime, high productivity black city, or several in the United States. I wouldn't be like, we need to get in there and diversify it. I'd be like, no, let them do their thing. And if a bunch of Caucasians want to go in the woods and milk goats alone, shut up. We've underestimated how central tribalism, like ethnic tribalism, is to the human condition. And in trying to demonize it, we've repressed it to the point that it's now coming back with a vengeance. But it's not innately evil. You can still have in-group preference, a desire to preserve your culture and way of life, and have solidarity with a community of people who are like you, while respecting other groups. And like, let me just say, white people don't care if black people want to be left to their own devices. I promise you.
And I promise you that's wrong. What he's saying is, okay, so there's a group of people in Missouri that want to go off and start their own whites-only community. Who gives a shit? If blacks could actually form a functioning black community, then we would leave you to it. I love how he says we would leave you to it. In other words, the white man would allow you to have a black community, except history says differently. Over and over and over and over again. Most notably, Tulsa. I'm talking about the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. The 1921 attack on Greenwood was one of the most significant events in Tulsa's history. Following World War I, Tulsa was recognized nationally for its affluent African-American community known as the Greenwood District. This thriving business district and surrounding residential area was referred to as Black Wall Street. In June of 1921, a series of events nearly destroyed the entire Greenwood area. On the morning of May 30th, 1921, a young black man named Dick Rowland was riding in the elevator in the Drexel building at 3rd and Main with a white woman named Sarah Page. The details of what followed vary from person to person. Accounts of an incident circulating among the city's white community during the day and became more exaggerated with each telling. Tulsa police arrested Rowland the following day and began an investigation. An inflammatory report in the May 31 edition of the Tulsa Tribune spurred a confrontation between black and white armed mobs around the courthouse, where the sheriff and his men had barricaded the top floor to protect Rowland. Shots were fired and the outnumbered African Americans began retreating to the Greenwood district. In the early hours of June 1st, 1921, Greenwood was looted and burned by white rioters. Governor Robertson declared martial law and the National Guard troops arrived in Tulsa. Guardsmen assisted firemen in putting out fires, took African Americans out of the hands of vigilantes, and imprisoned all black Tulsans not already interned. Over 6,000 people were held in the convention hall at the fairgrounds, some for as long as 8 days. 24 hours after the violence erupted, it ceased. In the wake of the violence, 35 city blocks laid in charred ruins. More than 800 people were treated for injuries, and contemporary reports of deaths began at 36. Historians now believe as many as 300 people may have died. History tells us white people don't leave black people alone when they create thriving, affluent black communities. So how about we stop pretending that our history isn't what our history is? Okay, champ?